Okay, people. Next video. Why not? Like the good old days. Only I'm a little lethargic, but that's okay once I start moving around. Now, this is my little mini jungle, as you can see. These things are getting into the dirt late. Boy, these guys, they grow so fast, you don't even know. I hadn't even cut these down like 3 weeks ago, and look how tall they are already. And these tomato plants, right, and because I don't water them every day, the lower leaves, you can see, right? But that's okay, because I'm going to put them a little deeper into the ground, or wherever I put them. Oh my God, I got a tomato, people. Andre, we're growing tomatoes already. You just never know what you're going to find. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Is there more? I can't see them, but I felt it. Oh my God, people, you don't even know. Yeah. This LED light is not good for people's eyes either. I don't feel any more. I just feel the one. But I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so anyway, these guys are going outside now, and I'm going to work. Now, I didn't get into the greenhouse last year. Oh, and these are some sort of a squash plant. Just some old seeds I stuck in the pot that had the red tomatoes in. Red onion in, right? So we'll put those out there. Andre said, I have been having him go in the greenhouse and water the tubs, the buckets, right? Because it's, you know, I didn't do them last year. Or did I? I don't think so. No. No, I did not. Anyway, he said the only thing that's growing in there with bone-dry dirt was grass. He said there was still life in the greenhouse. He made a big joke about it. He thought it was funny. Yeah. Okay, so let's get out there. Let's take these guys out first. Yeah. Okay, you can see better than me, but I got a forest growing. I'm serious. Is that recording? Like, seriously, man. Oh, yeah. Look at that one. The baby. The baby. The baby. Look how big that baby got. It's not a baby no more. You know how hard it is for me to see? In terms of separating the weeds from... It's a good thing I use my brain. Okay, I was not in here last year. Because last year... Like this year. Was it this year? At some point, the tomato plants came out because the tomato plants that were in here, the last time I planted tomato plants, is this recording? I think so, yeah. Was 2 years ago. And my son brought in some of the plants, right? And they grew in that little grow room that I created all winter long. And I still actually have some of those little tomatoes frozen in my fridge in a bag. And then, yeah, so anyway, I was not in here last year. I didn't do shit. Raccoons are busting in. Can you see? So that needs to be repaired. Oh, joy. So we'll try and do that. So what I have to do is I have to pull everything out. Now my grandson was supposed to be in here watering each and every planter pot to loosen up this dirt. Yeah, he's been doing it, but it's going to take a little while to dig this shit out. And some of these buckets, you can hear them, they're already cracking, right? So those buckets that are in the front that I found when I did that video after I gave Sean some food, right? Can be in here for that purpose. Just have to put holes on the bottom. So my grandson did come in here and give everybody a little bit of water for the most part. So that's good. Alright, so that's what I'm going to be working on for a little while. And because I haven't been in here watering, doing nothing, whatever used to grow here every year obviously went off to the wayside. It may spring back. It may spring back because it's a root, right? It may spring back once it's watered regularly. So we'll just, yeah. This one here, what's this? Morning Glory. Of course, Morning Glory always survives. I hate Morning Glory. It's taking over my yard too. Yeah. You have to be on it all the time. It never really ever goes away. Until they demolish everything. Okay, so let me get on it. It's kind of hard to see, but I suppose I can still see a little bit, and for that, I'm, yeah. Alright, I have another job to do. I put my hand here to see what's going on, because this looked like it slipped, right? It's the only thing that's holding it up is this center beam. That's it. So I have to take this out. That's it. Or brace it up from underneath, but I don't think so, because, you know, the ground is shifting, right? Because they're always doing shit. Digging this and digging that. So I gotta work on that. Boy. Okay, I don't see very well here, but I picked up a few things in the yard. I had lots of cardboard boxes that I'm turning into dirt, so I moved those, and the grass, because it has, you know, it has to be cut by hand. Yeah. So I guess I'll be working in the yard for a while. So now what we're going to do is try not and poke my eye. That's a big one. We don't want to poke my eye, because I can't see it. And I suppose I need something here. Here's a bucket. That's perfect. I got a bucket for this stuff, which I need, because I'm going to make dirt with those cardboard boxes. So I don't want to lose these glasses. So I can't really work with them. So all I have to do right now anyway is just get these planter pots figured out as best as I can, and then just plug into some tomato plants and just start doing stuff around the yard. Andre wants to build a little fort, and he wants to use the rocket stove, and you know. So as you gather up this kind of stuff, if you don't put it back into the dirt, which I just might. Where am I? You put it in between the cardboard. Right. With the other greenery, grass, whatever. No morning glory. Don't get rid of that. Throw that in city compost. Same thing with blackberries. If you're going to recycle blackberries, you want to cut them down, put them in a pile, and let them dry or completely rot, one or the other, before you can use them for mulch in between your compost. Otherwise, they'll start rooting again. And that's all the last thing you need. So I had this dream. I wanted to talk about this dream I had, which was very unusual. For why I had it, I'll never know. So anyway, I guess I was wanting to move, get a different house or something. Something was provoking me to move, and that's kind of like the premise, right? And then, I don't know, all of a sudden I was with a younger Punjabi. Oh, I gotta be careful, I'm scared. This window is open. The last thing I need is a raccoon coming in here and touching my leg, wanting food. Oh my God. That would be like running into Sean over there in the alley. Anyway, because of that, I don't know. I was on a staircase, right? Like outside. It was on the outside of a house. It had black. It was like metal. It was a metal railing. More in terms of black, I would think. And he had me, and himself, I think too, right? Both of us were kind of hanging off the rail, and he was shaking the rail, and I'm like, what the fuck, right? What are you doing? You're like, you're gonna kill me, I'm gonna fall, right? And he's like, and he's doing whatever, and I'm like, I'm like, stop it, right? Like, right? And then the next thing you know it, I'm sitting next to a different Punjabi man, an older man, and they both had turbans. The one on the rail had a black turban. The one on sitting in the chair, no, he did not have a black turban. He had a different color. I don't know what color it was, maybe an orange or something. I don't know, but it wasn't black. That I can tell you. And he was older, and he was kind of trying to tell me not to worry, right? And you know how other people from different languages speak. They don't necessarily speak as if you only spoke English, right? They speak sometimes in broken English, right? And he said, and by this time, I had 2 houses. I had the one that I was moving out of into another house that I'd already started moving some stuff in. But for whatever reason, I was hanging off the rail with the young man Punjabi who was shaking the shit out of the rail. I don't know if he was trying to make me fall or if he was, because he was kind of in the same position. Like he was, he wasn't on the other side of the rail. We were both on the part where if we fell, we'd fall down to the ground. But he was the one that was shaking the freaking rail. And I'm like, you gotta stop because, somebody's gonna get hurt here. And then the dream flipped, as dreams do. Now I'm sitting next to another Punjabi man, only this one's older, and he's telling me in a roundabout way not to worry, and that he wants me to keep both houses and look after them. Right? And I'm like, okay, well, we want to make sure you get your rent. And I'm like, I'd like to offer it to homeless people, but in light of what happened to that little house over there with the mutiny, the little house I tried to get for Sierra to have safe housing, it turned into whatever, right? Whatever, a mutiny. And it was so hard to get the money for the rent from very, 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 very low income people. Not to mention you have to stack and pack them just to meet the rent because, they don't pay very much and normally the rents are high. But for whatever reason, this man felt confident that I could handle the 2 houses with. And yeah, and then next thing you know it, I hear tap tap, and there's my son at the window. And I'm like, you woke me up. I was dreaming about Punjabi men, like they were talking to me. Well, one was talking to me, the other one not so much. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know, right? Because we were on the both side of the fence, so it's like if I fell, chances are he would have fell. So why he was trying to make us fall, I'll never know. But then the older man came in and had me sit down. He said, sit down, right? So I sat down. He was here, I was there, and we were both looking that way. And he talking to me, right? Saying, yeah, well, you got this house, and you got the other house. You keep the 2 houses, and you look after them for me. And I'm like, okay, well, first thing that came to my mind was rent. How am I going to pay rent on 2 houses? Because you want to keep the landlord happy, right? And I'm like, well, that might be difficult because, the greater need is with the homeless people. But the problem with that, though, is they're not they're not stable enough to pay their fair share. And if you're kind of in a position where you have to stack and pack them, it kind of defeats the purpose, right? Either or, I got woke up with, okay, I got 2 houses, how am I going to deal with it? You know, what's the best way to deal with it? Why I had that dream, I don't know. That's an awfully strange dream. Yeah. An awfully strange dream. And then, as I'm moving around a little bit in the yard right now, I'm still finding my shit being thrown out, people. Like, I don't get it. Like, shower curtains. Why? Why are you throwing them out? So they get rained on and muddied and dirtied and no good for nothing. Right? You know what I'm saying? The bottom trays of a fish tank, which, you know, it helps to irrigate the fish tank. Right? I don't even know where he found them. Honest to God, I don't. And they were outside. And I have a fish tank, but as if I want to go off and buy parts for it, you know what I mean? I don't. I might want to set it up one day, and I have everything I need, but not if my son keeps fucking throwing it out. You know, and then he tells me about how he went somewhere, they had something, some whatever, it got stolen, and they all freaked out, and then they went looking for it, and he happened to get lucky, and he found it, and if he had to replace it, it cost him $700. I don't know if he's mocking me by telling me these things, because, okay, so it was worth $700 to you, but if it's worth $700 to me, or even $7 for that matter, right? It becomes insignificant. And he'll just chuck it out if he doesn't want it. And I'll give you an example. I gave him this really nice tall metal little cap on with a cup. What is that called? Thermos. It's a metal one though, right? For water and stuff. I asked him, do you want it? You don't have to take it. First he hesitated. He said, yeah, okay. And then, I don't know. I found it in the pile of fucking junk that he's throwing out. And Andre just asked me yesterday, or the day before, for one. Now I've got small ones, but the bigger one would be better for him. And like, if Marquin didn't want it, all he had to do was just give it back to me. Didn't have to fucking throw it out, have it all get covered up, hoping that I'd forget about it. Right? You know? To buy those things new are like $30 because it was a very big one, well made. To buy it used, maybe $7. Oh, your money that you paid for whatever you had taken from you, but you got lucky and got it back, is important. But not mine, not my $7. Not the fact that I could have gave it to Andre, right? Instead, I have to find it in the garbage, be humiliated and insulted, and have to wash it again, and bring it to his attention. Like, why did you do that? Like, can you stop doing that? Like, and then he threw out my varnishes. Right? He threw out my varnishes. I just bought a Dremel tool and a wood burning kit for Andre to, do some art and crafts and make something. I have branches back in the day when I want to make walking sticks with them, right? So, like, try it anyway, right? And something that Andre and Jude can do. They can make themselves a walking stick, and if they learn how to use the Dremel tool and the sander and the little carver that comes with it, then they sand it down, then they can wood burn it, then they can varnish it. And like, why do I have to go out and buy new varnish when I already have fucking varnish? But it's outside, sitting in the rain when it's not under the sun. But stuff like that doesn't really go bad. I don't know, maybe that's what he doesn't understand that. Maybe he just doesn't understand that. It's been here for a long time, just chuck it out. Like, yeah, whatever. But what was the excuse for the water container? Just because you don't want it doesn't mean that somebody else doesn't want it. As I'm going through, doing what I'm doing, sorting out this, sorting out that, right? Doing the best I can by myself because I'm not getting no real fucking help with it, people. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I've been putting a few things out on the road here and there. People have been taking it. I gave my neighbor a couple of things, right? I gave him a little keyboard piano that, you know, was kicking around the house. It easy to put batteries into it. And, you know, nothing fancy. And then I just gave them some clothes, right? Like little baby clothes, a few little other clothes that would fit their daughters if they're interested in it, like a jacket or something, because God forbid can't give it to Tisha, because one, it wouldn't be good enough, and two, I'm not even talking to her. So I am giving stuff away, a little here, a little there. That's why I'm having these kind of dreams, people, because he keeps fucking throwing my shit out. He's two-faced in my face, telling me, oh, but yeah, my shit almost got stolen. Oh, the value of the dollar, everything's so expensive. But as fast as that's happening, right behind my back, you're throwing out things at $2 here, $4 there, $10 here. It all starts to add up. And yeah, sure, your mother's going blind. You're taking advantage of the situation, obviously. You think it's a fucking joke, right? In terms of like, you know, haha, you know, catch me if you can kind of thing. And no wonder why I want to leave. I had another house, people, that was half full of my shit, ready to move in. And then the landlord said, hold on a minute. The owner, not the son, hanging off the rail, shaking the fucking fence, the rail. That was the son. And that was a young man, acting like a fool for whatever strange reason. Well, I guess the father, maybe, or the uncle or somebody higher up in the ranks, was telling me, no, you got two houses. You don't have one. You have two, Judy. And I'm like, well, what do you mean I got two houses? How am I going to afford two houses? He said, you figure it out. You'll do fine. I'm like, okay. Well, and then by default, because of all that drama and trauma with Sierra and housing and homeless and community activism, that was the first thing that I thought about. But then as I was thinking about it in my dream, I'm like, no, that can't happen because, you know, you don't want other people to ruin it for you, the owner, and even for themselves, for that matter. And I'm like, okay, well, you got to think of something else. And then my son woke me up. Well, I don't know. Just creating work for me. Like he threw out, and I don't even know where he's finding this shit. I really don't. He threw out, okay, when you have a greenhouse and you want to start seedlings and stuff, right? You get those you get those plastic covers to put over to make a dome so that it becomes like a little mini greenhouse for certain seeds, right, as you're germinating them. Well, you know, over the years collected the cake pan covers, right? Like, you know, the big square cakes with, right? I have like a whole stack of them. I don't know where I had them, people, but I found them outside with that other shit that I just found. So I have to bring them and find a different spot for them because now they've been moved. And because he doesn't care. He doesn't do stuff like that, so why should he care? You know? It bothers me. It's not fair. Maybe next year, because I won't be doing food prep, by the grace of God, I'll still have eyesight. And maybe next year I might want to start some seedlings under the domes. In here. Or maybe in my little grow room. I don't know. Andre watered one planter pot and the other one's dry as a bone. You can see the dust flying around. So I'm going to just continue doing this, work my way around, just make this one corner in here. I'd like to ask him to tack that for me, but fuck, might become an argument. He offered to come out here next week and do whatever, and I'm like, well, I can't wait a week. So I'm starting on my own. And I'm going to bring out a Mari. I found a nice, fairly heavy-duty umbrella stroller in here. So that's good. That one should be able to hold him. Just like the good old days until you can't do them no more. It's terrible though when you live and you want to move, but you really have no place to go. And it's not that I want to move, quote unquote, per se. I love my greenhouse. I do. Right? I love the yard when I've got a handle on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the mood to be moving things around any more than things have been moved around. Right? Anyway. I have this beautiful, what is that stuff called? Wood chips in the front. Yeah. Some pine, something else, something else. A couple of different things. Basically, I do everything mostly by feel these days. Yeah. I can see a little bit. Not much. Not like the good old days. That's the sign of the times. People are getting injured and governments don't care about it. Where am I? You want to keep those. See? You put your dirt in there, you put your seeds in there, you take those plastic domes, you put it in there and it heats up, it keeps it nice and warm in the beginning of, you know, the early part of spring, and you get early seedlings. So I'm going to go get those things and I'm going to put them in here. The only thing is you got to keep them out of the light, right? Because if they're in the light too much, because, you know, they deteriorate. But why pay $25 on Amazon for the same kind of thing when you got them freaking free, basically, and you can get a few years use out of them? I'm sorry I didn't plant anything last year. I'm just saying. Okay, so I think this is where well, I think I can see something here. This is where I get rough with my cameras. I don't particularly like this camera anyway. Let me see. Is it recording? Yeah, it seems so. Of course, I'm brooding, right? I like, you know, Tisha. She says, oh, I'm moving to an island. I'm moving to an island and I'll plant my own garden. Because I tell her, no, you're going up into an area where it's very poor across the water. And what happens if the shipments don't come in? You know, in terms of the supply chain, because everything shuts down, right? Well, what you going to do for food? Oh, I'll plant a garden. Yeah, right. I asked her to come and help me with this. Anything, really. so she can learn. So she can learn, people, so that when she gets to the island, she'll know what to do. For the most part, she didn't want to. The same thing with my son. He thinks he knows everything. When we first started making this greenhouse, I wish it could be back to those days. Because at least in those days, he was a little open to learn something. From me, that is. By just doing, right? Versus throwing the shit out, not realizing what you're throwing out and not caring what you're throwing out. And then have to either replace it later, because you were foolish by throwing it out in the first place. Well, you'd have to, because it wouldn't matter what you're throwing out. If you need it, what, go buy new? And then come back and complain how everything's so expensive? Yeah, okay. I don't know, he wanted to do something in here. But he's not doing it, so I started those little tomato plants. Either or, they're going in here now. This centerpiece, I'm going to clear it out. I kind of wanted to experiment with the cracky hydroponics method. So I'm going to clear out this little center here with these planter pots inside. Wash everything down, take out everything that's out from underneath. And I got the spigots, I got the hoses, I got the, when you want to run a line, I don't know how it works, but it goes with the water level, and it kind of self-waters the plants so that you don't always have to be there. Anyway, it's a little floater thing. I got 2 of those. I'm going to set it up so Andre can learn how to do that. Right? Because my kids don't care. No, fuck no. You know, just not, I don't get it, people. I just don't fucking get it. And it hurts my feelings. Because now that I have them, thanks to my son throwing them out, after I get these tomato plants in here and I clear out a bit more, I'm going to use them. I'm going to use these little things, do whatever, grab some seeds, cover it up with my little cake domes, somewhere in here, somewhere, and then I'll take those plants, depending on what they are, and I'm either going to put them in my little grow room, see what happens with them, or depending on how fast they sprout, I'll put them in the yard. Yeah. Nobody will care though. Still easy to go to the grocery store and then complain about how expensive everything is. I keep coming across blackberry bushes. You're poking me. Because I need to cut back there. I have to work outside. I have to. I want to. I can still do it. It's just I don't see as good as I used to. I miss the eyesight. I really do. But Lucy, I'm in here. You're the first person I'm thinking about. I'm like, because whenever I get, you know, whatever's going on in my life and shit's going on crazy, and Lucy comes in and pats me on the back and, you know, on the chat, right? And, oh, don't just hang tough and and get in touch with nature and, right, be happy with this. And I am. But I'm also sad though, because this is something my kids take for granted and just assume that, I don't know. It's like I have to be completely gone before I get any help. I don't know. Anyway, We're going to try hydroponics this year. See what we get. Even if we're just doing spinach and that kind of stuff, maybe. Right? I got enough things around the yard to piece something together. Somehow, some way. Andre likes to Google on YouTube or wherever how to do whatever it is that he wants to do. So he can do that, and I'll set up an area in here, and I'll get the whatever it is, the hoses or whatever. I have to find everything though, because you know everything's getting mixed up, which doesn't make it easy either. Right? Still having to bring more shit upstairs. That doesn't make it any easier either. Anyway. Okay, so I'm working around. Just wanted to say that. I'm having just a hard time. That's what happens when you can't see very well. But you can feel things. Look at that. That's a little black walnut sitting in a pot. Obviously it was too small to germinate. Yeah. I have walnuts in my house that are in shells. Actually, you know what? I should throw a couple of them into a pot. Yeah, actually I should. Because I know my landlord, Mr. Gill, really wanted the English walnut. Right? I didn't have too many of those. A lot of these ones, the black walnuts grew. Either or, I think I'm going to do that because they still have nuts in them. They've been sitting in that bag in those shells for like 2 years. Yeah. I cracked them open, just a couple of them the other day, and I was eating the bloody things. And they're like, you know, they're from the trees, so they're organic, they grow. So I might do that. But in the meantime, look what I found. Right? I'm just plugging along in here. Trying not to think too much. You know? Seriously. But it's hard not to. You know? My kids, they don't want me dwelling on this shit with their crap, right? But yet, they still keep dishing out their stupid crap. So, I mean, how can you expect me not to freaking dwell on it? You know, Andre's asking me for wait till I'm going to show you what my son chucked out. Well, it was either him or Marina, but probably him. And I just gave it to him like a couple of months ago, and you know, normally he says he doesn't like those things, and I said, well, you don't have to take it, because I went up into a different cupboard and was pulling out stuff, and I said, this one has no glass, and it's just for water or whatever, right? You know, if you want, you can have. And, oh, okay, I'll take. And then it sat just wherever it sat for, like, outside on the deep freeze there for a month or two, and then all of a sudden it's just thrown in the fucking junk pile, as Andre's asking me for a nice water bottle, right? And that was a big one. Like, stupid, man. Stupid. And, you know, I'm going to do all this, and it's still going to get critiqued for, oh, why aren't you working in the basement? Well, I don't know. Maybe I'd like to do some of this, right? Whatever. I'm going to work myself to death, people. That's what's going to happen here. Yeah. As my shit's being fucking ruined. One way or another. Disrespected. One way or another, unless of course it's something that they really want for themselves. Now I want to give my son some stuff, right? You know, like nails and that kind of crap, right? Screws and whatever, because I can't really see that much anymore, right? And I'm going to say this is where they are, and you know, and like, honest to God, before I even fucking give it to him, I'm just like, you know, I don't think he's really going to appreciate it. I really don't. Like, you know, and if he does, it will only be for a fleeting moment. And then it will be something else that I'm annoying him with. Well, fuck, don't throw my fucking shit out. Like, shit, man. It's like he wants me gone. You know, is that what it is? Throwing it out to get rid of mom and the reminder of mom, and maybe if it's like a fucking, I don't know. When kids get to that point, adult kids or whatever, they leave fucking home, man. They just don't start throwing their fucking parents' shit out. care what it is. Anyway, trying not to dwell on it. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 planter pots ready to go so far. So I'm just going to wet everything down a little more. There's where Andre missed a few. And then give them some, I don't know, put some plants in there in a minute. Oh yeah, and can you hear that? That's them taking apart that duplex over there. Yeah. Eyeballing all the other fucking houses, just drooling at the bit. Yeah, waiting to tear them down. Yeah. And all this will mean nothing. Yeah. It's just still thinking. I'm like, my son asked me for the megaphone, because I have a megaphone when I used to do events and stuff, right? The only thing is, I don't know where it is. There's 3 places where I could look, but, you know, with shit coming upstairs, it's bunking up the rooms, people, and I'd have to move a bunch of shit to go looking for a megaphone. The point is he's asking me for things. Mom, do you have this? Yeah. Oh. He asked me for brackets. I gave him 3 brackets for, you know, a wall unit, like to hang a shelf on a wall, right? And then he asked for the megaphone, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I have to look around for him. But, so, you know, when he wants something, he has no problem asking me for it. And because he knows 9 times out of 10, I'm going to get it for him, because I basically know where it is in the house. Unless, of course, it's been moved, or I haven't seen it for years, in terms of, like, wherever I put the megaphone is still where the megaphone is. And it's not on my mind. So there's 3 places I can look, but I'd have to move other things that technically shouldn't be in front of the closet or whatever, but because things are being evicted from the basement, you know, I'm having to bring up shit, right? Even Andre says that too, right? So, you know, like, in one hand, he's wanting things, asking for things, using my things. He uses a lot of my tools, right? And, like, you know, I want to offer him, like, all this other shit that I have, but, you know, I don't know, people, like, and then on the other hand, he's trashing my shit. And, like, I know it seems trivial, really petty. There is a canning box downstairs, old school canning box, that folds up and has the pieces in the middle, but the freaking box is empty. And I'm like, okay, what was in there, and where was it? And what happened to the jars that were in there? Because I wouldn't have done that, people. I like using those boxes. But for whatever strange reason, that canning box, it's like the old school from the 50s and 60s and 70s, right? Those boxes, because they come, you know, the more you can keep the jars out of the light, the better it is. So they're like high like this, and they fold up on top, and they have the pieces in the middle to separate the fucking jars. There's no way a little empty box like that be just kicking around for no reason when I'm doing all this canning. No, those jars were removed and put somewhere else. And of course, like, my mind's going to the default, they threw them in the fucking garbage. Because they didn't want them. Where else are they? Like, you know, like, I'm panicking over that. Because I was downstairs working, right? You know? And I came across the box. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So, you know, like, this is a terrible way to live, people. When you're being swiped here and swiped there, and then up in your face smiling, and, oh, do you have this, and can I have that? And as soon as your fucking back is turned, you think everything, and then it's swiping here, and, you know, in terms of throwing shit out, and, you know, fucking just whatever. Like, it's stupid. Like, I hate my fucking life. I don't care. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Those guys over there, they're busting up that fucking duplex. Those are the ones that were on the freaking rail, had me hanging off on the other side of the rail, trying to, what were they doing? What was that young Punjabi with the black fucking turban on, trying to shake me off the fucking rail? If I would have fell, I would have hurt myself. And I'm like, holy fuck, like, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you trying to kill me, right? And then, next thing you know, I mean, he was on that side too. But he was shaking the fucking rail, so I'd fall off, people. And then the next thing you know, I'm sitting next to a different Punjabi man. I don't know if his turban was orange or maybe a pale yellow or something like that. All I know is it wasn't fucking black. And he was an older man. He was sitting here. I was sitting here, so he would have been on the left side. I was on the right side because he told me, come sit down. So I sat down. He's looking, I'm looking, and he's talking to me. And by that time, I've already got some of my shit, almost half of my shit, in a different fucking house of some kind. Right? Because I want to fucking get away from this bullshit crap that I have to live with my shit going down the fucking garbage can. When it's not appreciated or welcome or useful or important, you know, like you know what I'm saying? Like, it's stupid, man. I hate it. I hate it so much. He talks bad about me still to Andre. Got into a great big fucking fight with Andre 4 or 5 days ago, right? Was calling me down left, right, and fucking center, right? Because Andre told me. And like, why? Because you're trying to bully him into do something that maybe it's just not fucking the right time right now? Like, you fucking got his mind. Like, why you want to toss it away and make it all stressed out so that you can scream at him that he didn't live up to your stupid expectations? Like, fucking, like, it's stupid, people. It's stupid. Right? I tossed Tisha to the fucking side. You want to call Andre a bum, this, that, cut him down, tell him he's going to never do this and never do that. He's always going to be that. You don't want to fucking help with Amari in terms of, like, long-term care, right? You'll take him to the fucking doctor, but I guess I owed you that $1,200 for taking him to the doctor the few times that you did in terms of, like, you know, the children's hospital or whatever. But don't forget, I also pay for fucking gas. I was also babysitting your kids, but whatever. I'll cut my $1,200 fucking losses. You know, it pays for everything you've done up until I ain't talking to you no more. Because if you're not fucking cutting me up, you're cutting up fucking Andre up, and you're cutting up fucking Amari up, because you clearly say you don't want to look after not one of us, even though we're all kind of like vulnerable. Well, you're running around smelling good, doing a Latrice Allen and a Raw Squad, thinking you're all that in a bag of fucking chips. Where does she learn it from, people? She doesn't fucking learn it from me, okay? What, because she's black and she can talk like that? Get the fuck out of here. But I'm stuck with my son. He won't move. He just fucking tortures me. And then smiles up in my face. Well, can I have this? Here, I'll give it to you because I'm your mom and I like to see you happy. But it's not even a fucking week later before it fucking flies in my face and something shitty happens because of him. If he's not, like I said, cutting me up with Andre, calling me down, saying I'm a useless tit, a welfare bum, right? Don't want to work. Yeah, okay. Wait till you motherfucker go fucking blind. And then fucking come talk to me. Wait until you have 5 fucking kids and let them run you through the fucking ground and then come fucking talk to me. Oh, I know. You'll do a Latrice Allen. You'll kick your fucking daughter or your son out when they turn 18 because they're not listening to dad. Yeah, you wouldn't have the balls to stand there and fucking hold down the fort for 33 fucking years so that your kid could fucking actually grow up. All over a water bottle. Curtain, shower curtain. Old cake pan covers, which I am going to bring in here. And I will start some seeds within the week with Andre. Just for the sake of it. And what else? My varnishes. I bought a fucking Dremel tool, people. I bought a wood burning kit, people. Okay? So that I can teach Andre how to start. Well, we'll start with a walking cane. I needed that varnish. If it's not bad, then fine. I'll deal with it at that time. But it's still shaking around in there, which tells you it's still freaking good. But no, Mom doesn't need it. She's just a hoarder of whatever. Yeah, and I don't need it, so just chuck it out. And then when I need it, I'll just go ask Mom if she has any, and chances are she'll probably still be hoarding it somewhere else, and I'll get lucky, and she'll just give me a can of fucking varnish, even though I threw out 10 fucking cans. Because they were in his way. Because they were in the basement. Well, I wonder why. I rented a fucking house with 2 floors, motherfucker. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what farmers do. Huh? Did you see that? Got snot on my shirt. So what? At least I'm not no fake bitch. I'd rather be this way than some motherfucker fake bitch, poor role model for everybody else that sits there and gets their little dopamine going because they're so bored with their stupid lives that they gotta pick on other people in order to feel good about themselves. It's like an infestation that's an infection. And my son is infected with it. And so is my daughter. And they want to give Andre a cell phone? Yeah, okay. I don't think so. Like, seriously, I don't fucking think so. That's part of the problem right there. Yep. Part of the freaking problem. Like, every fucking week, my feelings get fucking hurt. Like, seriously. As if I have no right to have feelings. No. I'm just, my son, oh, you treat me like a tool. No, you more like treat me like the fucking tool. Do you have this? Do you have that? But I don't want this, so I'm just going to chuck it out and throw it out behind your back. And then I'm going to put pressure on you to hurry up and move the shit that I don't want there because, you know, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then we wonder why I'm dreaming about having 2 houses. But the part with talking with the men, well, I was talking with the young one that was trying to shake me off the fucking railing. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, stop it, man. Like, you're going to kill me. And next thing you know, I'm sitting there looking at this other Punjabi man, older man. He telling me, you know, just don't worry. You know, you just, you know. And I'm like, yeah, but, you know, this is my, he goes, I know this is your situation, but you have 2 houses now. I said, what do you mean I have 2 houses? He goes, yeah, you have to look after these houses for me. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. Well, that sounds serious, right? And I'm like, well, you know, I gotta rent one out because I can't afford 2 houses on my own, right? And be responsible, you know, that kind of thing. So of course I thought for the ones who needed the most, which is obviously the homeless people, but then immediately I became reluctant because I remembered what the hell happened at the little house when I had it when I was trying to house Sierra. And it didn't work out. And then I was going to start thinking of an alternative, and then that's when my son woke me up. And as soon as I seen him, I told him I'm dreaming about Punjabi men. And I'm talking with them. I was talking. And I'm thinking, is that Mr. Gill? Did he come say goodbye to me? Maybe Mr. Gill died. Because Mr. Gill, even though he's Sikh, likes his turban and everything, he does believe in an afterlife. He does. He believes in an afterlife, and he believes in reincarnation. And that is very unusual for a Punjabi to have those kind of beliefs. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, did he do like an Uncle Harry? Come say goodbye to me on his way out the door? Or what? Like, why, of all people, am I going to be dreaming about Punjabi men? Weird. I don't want to put one in this corner until I, what do you call it? Till I fix this window. I'm going to have to fix it tomorrow with Andre. Yeah. because it will be in the way. And I got a lot of work out here. Ain't nobody gonna do the shit that I'm gonna fucking do out here. I can tell you that right now. Because you literally have to get on your hands and knees and cut this weeds and grass and all this other shit that's overgrown with a knife first. Yep, you do. Yep, because the grass gets real, real long when nobody's keeping it kept on it. Well, will I get any thanks for that? No. Of course not. I don't get no thanks for fucking nothing around here. I don't. Nothing. And it becomes a terrible way to live. Yep. It sure does. Okay, we got 1 tomato. Isn't that amazing? What do I got left? 2 little plants. I got 2 more planter pots. Yeah. I wanted to can tomatoes this year. Whether it's just canned tomatoes or tomato sauce. Doesn't matter. That's what I wanted to do. Whether I'll be able to do it, I don't know, because my eyesight is deteriorating really fast. You know, my eye doctor, he's in denial. I don't know why he keeps trying to feed me the old okie dokie, but he does. And that's another thing. I can't even go for this fucking rooter on this eye because I'm not talking to Tisha. And if I have her watch the kids, she wants me to pay her like fucking, I don't know, $800. Like, go away, man. Last time I fucking gave her money for that was $300, and she had them almost for a week, right? But that wasn't obviously enough for her, right? And then when she did drop them off, all she did was holler and scream and call everybody names and then run out the fucking door after the fact. Like, whatever. You know, it's just stupid shit, right? So I can't ask her to fucking help me. I really can't ask my son because, you know, he'd have to take me like last time because you can't go by yourself. He'd have to wait until the surgery was done. Then he'd have to bring me home, and then he'd have to monitor me for 24 hours and help me with my eye drop as I'm like literally out like a light because of the anesthesia, and it's gross. It really makes me sick. And, you know, who's going to watch kids? Marina? She's going to take a day off work to watch the kids while Marcane takes a day off work to get me to the hospital and back with this shit while I lay up on a fucking couch for 4 days, 3 days, recuperating, yeah, with nobody helping me outside of Andre, to whom nobody wants to have Andre help me. Nobody. Why? What is this death wish on me? Huh? Why are you trying so hard to get fucking rid of me? Why are you trying so hard to make everything so fucking hard? So the only thing I can think of is just you get everything. You get fucking everything. And then you can do what you fucking want. You don't even have to ask. You just go through it, take what you want, and throw out the fucking rest. You don't even think about the fucking people in the neighborhood and put that shit out on the fucking road so somebody can say, oh wow, I'd love to have that, and take it home. You know? No, you gotta throw it in a big pile so it starts to get all grimy and gross and broken and ruined and, you know? Like, that's just down and out selfishness, man. And then have the nerve and come and ask me for this, that, and everything else after you did what you did without even telling me that you did it? Like, whatever. As for this shaking on the rail, those guys stressing me out, right? Because it's those guys, those young guys with the bad attitude, right? You know, thinking whatever they're thinking. What do you call it? You know, they're trying to kill you. The fucking guy was trying to shake me off the fucking rail so I'd fall. The only thing, he was on my side, so if I fell, maybe he would have fell too. So shoot yourself in the foot, you know, kind of thing, right? You want to be an asshole? Karma's a bitch, might come back and haunt you. Because what other reason why would he be on my side? But he was determined to shake me off, but he couldn't do it. And then again, next thing you know it, I'm sitting there with a Punjabi man telling me to not worry and just, you know, relax. Not relax, but just, you know, be aware that, you know, like whatever you've got now, you've got two. 2 houses, not just the one. Is that telling me that my time is coming and I'm going to go to heaven, and that will be my, like my grandma, you know, when she took me up to heaven and she showed me where she was going to live? That was her second house. She had one on earth and one in heaven. That's why I'm like, was that Mr. Gill saying I'm going to have 2 houses? I'll be meeting him up in heaven pretty soon? Because he tells me when we die we'll see each other again, the few times I ever get to speak to him. Because he thinks we're family. He thinks that somewhere down the line, through reincarnation or whatever the hell, right? You know, through the, you know, the rebirth of the human over a period of centuries, that at some point we were family. He's the only one in his whole family that sees me that way. So maybe he died. Maybe he went to his second home. Or maybe he's letting me know that, you know, when I go, I'll have a second home. Because, seriously, what the fuck am I in this stupid fucking greenhouse crying for, people? If I don't got bastards over there trying to ruin my life and ruin my family and destroy everything just so they can profiteer, shaking you off the fucking rail so you fall down and kill yourself, even if it means that they have to kill themselves to kill you, because it kind of boils down to that, you know what I'm saying? The strong will survive. Yeah. Or my son. Someone who calls himself my son and only calls that and only plays that card and only plays that fucking card when it's convenient for him and he wants something. Other than that, he's a menace. He's hurtful. He's ungrateful. Now, you've seen that, right? By the grace of God, I didn't gouge out my eyes. Because it's not like I can fucking see here. I heard the stick crack, but I was testing my luck. These are old, but for now they'll do. Kind of trying something different here. We're gonna redo that stick. I'll manage to grow some tomatoes, can them, and I'll still be called a loser by my own children. Because they're privileged. Because they raised themselves. Trained themselves to be quality human beings that smell good. Yeah, right. Smell good on the outside, but smell like fucking shit on the inside. Putrid. Yeah. It's not supposed to be like this in a greenhouse, having these kind of feelings, being worried, having panic attacks, wondering where your shit's gonna go next. Wondering what you're gonna fucking find next. Wondering where you're gonna put it. Wondering if you're gonna have to clean it. You know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't want a second house to get the hell away from that shit? Doesn't fucking stop. Nope. Anyway. I'm trying not to think about it, but it's hard not to. Okay, so how many plants did we get in so far? These things will spring up real fast. They've been suffering in the grow room. Because I don't water them enough. That's why. And they were cramped in together. But boy, they're really gonna take off now. So how many did we get here? There's one extra plot here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 so far. There's a planter pot there. There's a planter pot there. That's 2 more. Plus I've got, right? So I'm just going to go with the tomatoes. Hopefully they'll grow. Hopefully I'll have enough to can with. You kind of want them ripening on the vine. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say whether I'll be able to see or not. It will be hard to say if I'm even going to be alive or not. Yeah. When you got people trying to shake you off a freaking off a balcony on the other side where you're hanging on the outside of the balcony and you can fall and kill yourself and they're trying to shake you off that shit, what does that tell you? Oh. Okay, I'm just trying to gather up a little bit here. So, now I'm going to go in the front. I'm going to grab some wood shavings. I'm going to put some wood shavings in these. Alright, I'm going to give everybody... See, I'm going to wait. This has to be fixed. Andre can help me fix it tomorrow. I can't see that well. I'll try and fix it anyway, somehow, some way. Just to keep the raccoons out. I did these, you know. Love this. This is so nice. The air in here is always good, even though it's full of dirt. Right? You don't smell no mold, nothing. No mildews, nothing. It's really fresh and crisp. Yeah. Alright. Is this on, like... Yeah. So in a week from now, well, it should be interesting to see what they do. You know, they'll start sprouting more leaves and stuff. They had a lot of leaves, but they all died off, right? Hold on. Okay. So now I'm over there. You know, I did a lot of food prep, right, people? Yeah. I did a lot of food prep. I got a lot of boxes from Canadian Superstore. I've been tossing them over the edge. What I used to have over there from 2 years ago or whatever, they're already... And now I'm gonna layer as I'm going around cutting the grass with my trusty knife. You know, layer it, right? Throw in a little bit of food scraps. I'm just gonna stack and pack, and that's how you make dirt, right? It's a fucking nightmare over there, because I didn't come out last year, right? Because I was doing a lot of that food prep. I went blind. Nobody helps me with this stupid shit. Anyway, I'm a bum, right? I don't fucking work, no. I never worked a day in my life. I lived like a queen. Right? I lived like a queen. Do this for the next 2 months, 3 months. It will be amazing if I still see anything. Seriously. This heavy fucking labor that I do, like it does, it affects my eyes. I don't care what the doctor says. It does. And because now I'm kind of like getting into the yard a bit, honestly, I just want to work for the week and not go downstairs this week coming up. Oh, man. That's just going to be another reason to get mad at me. Mom didn't come down this week to, whatever, man. And then I'll find more shit outside. Little here, little there. Another empty box. I'm not even blind yet, people. Could you imagine what it's going to be like when I'm blind? Do you honestly think they're going to respect me when I say, no, I don't want you to give it away? Well, you can't see it, so what does it matter to you? We're getting ready to lock you up in a fucking room. Remember that dream you had? Build you a room to lock you in it. Yeah. Ignore you. Basically. Unless you want something. Then you might come talk to me. But by then everything will be gone. Yeah. I wonder if this is what blind people go through. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. Maybe some people, but not... No. This is a problem with people expecting too much. Not being grateful for the things that they do have. Not obviously respecting their parents. Even though they think they are, but I don't think so. I can use examples where they would think they are, but like I gave my son a gift certificate to go shopping at Canadian Tire. He offered to take me. I said, no, that's okay. You go, you buy what you need because you're cooking for Andre and I eat sometimes too, so it's no, I don't need anything, people. I just don't. I don't want to bring anything much more into the house. It's very selective. It's organic whole peas that I can sprout or something like that. Right? Which I did buy. 44 pounds. And I bought some black lentils that are organic that I can sprout. But other than that, like, fuck, I don't want no cans of this and no meat. And I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want no more beans. The only beans I'd want, like I said before, are small lima beans. And that's only to try the dish with the small ones compared to the big ones. Like a meal, right? Because they're supposed to be, quote-unquote, a little sweeter. Other than that, no, there's really not much that I want. And now that that's all done and said with, I'm being emotionally fucking beat up all the time. Like it's stupid. Can't win for losing. So anyway, I'm just gonna work. I'm bringing Amari out tomorrow. He's gonna be that sun bunny. I found a stroller that should hold his weight. The last one that we had, the wheel broke on it, so I don't know. I was gonna go downstairs on Tuesday, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna work mainly in the back right now. And then I'm gonna get out in the front, and I'm just gonna do as much as I can over the summer. Yeah. Because next year, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. So I'm gonna show you. Like, you think this is easy for a blind woman to do? Yeah, okay. The only reason I know how to do it, people, or I'm willing to do it, is because I've done it so many times in this freaking yard. It's pathetic. You don't even know. Andre's going to be making a little fort in there. Okay? I used to plant things in here. But with the tree growing more and more, it's getting, you know, harder and harder. And it gets overrun with blackberries because nobody's helping me with that either. But I'm going to have to come out here. So I already, you can see, I already did. This I pulled out. And now this is all these cardboard boxes, right? And I'm starting to layer. My compost box dropped. This I can put in between. Really dropped low. This is comfrey right here. Comfrey and an acorn tree. So that'll work really good. Alright. Obviously I can't see very well. So I'm hoping I'm not putting any morning glory in here, because if a piece of morning glory, well, it's all over the place, but I don't want morning glory growing. So basically that's what I'm going to be doing. But my compost box, which I have to get into, which will probably have really nice primo dirt, right? Really dropped low over the last 2 years. This used to be full of cardboard, and then we got some twigs here I'm going to break up, and then I'm going to layer it again with a bit more. Actually, you know, honestly, I should be putting it on this side, and then build myself a raised garden bed with a cardboard box that I have, and run chicken wire. So maybe I'll leave that one for the bottom of it. Yeah, I'll leave that one for the bottom of it. I got the boxes in there when I was buying those freaking buckets. Yeah. Right. Change of plans. Because we already got a fence here. A little bit of a fence. Right? So I'll show you. I just have to go slow though. I'm going to clear out all this crap. I'm just going to build a little fort in there. I said, you see? Right here. I don't know if that's the one I want. That's when I was buying all those buckets and shit. Yeah. You know. Right here. I wanted to do, I saved them. A YouTube video. Somebody was making, what is that called? Raised garden beds with cardboard boxes. I've done that with potatoes on my porch, but I didn't like it there. So we're going to try, I don't know, this one. This one should be a good height. I'm going to kind of cheat with this. Probably wasting my time, honestly. Just keep it easy on myself. But no, I'm not keeping it easy on myself. See, get a little bit of light there, right? And then this side I'll make it compost. Just stack the rest. Layer it up like I'm doing. Okay. Where can I put this where it won't fall? My thing is, with my eyes and everything, I get dizzy, right? That's what happens. There's something buzzing around. I don't know. It's some kind of bee. It wouldn't be a hornet's nest, because if it was a hornet's nest... Oh, don't move. If it was a hornet's nest, I would have been stung by 15 hornets. I'd probably be dead by now. So I'm just... Right? Because you know ain't nobody gonna come out here and do this shit. No. My son said he was gonna come out here and do something. Whatever. Okay, well this is not even together. This is not even together. So just go like this. This is a nice size box. I would think. Just try and take off the tapes and stuff if you can. Right. To keep it more organic, that is. I can't get that off. But that's okay. So, this box is kind of broken. Maybe I can still get it fixed up. There's more tape. Probably wondering how I can see it because it's shiny. And I can see the shine just a little bit. Okay, what am I doing here? There we go. Okay. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to put it on what I already made. Put that in there. Oh. I'm going to have to get some tape. This is just, it was, you know, I wanted Tisha to come out here and with the kids and just, you know, learn, but I'm not interested in this shit, people. I don't care. You know? I guess it will just boil down to necessity when they have no choice. It's either do or die. Right? Now, so I put this box on top of those other boxes that's got miscellaneous yards, whatever, greenhouse, whatever, on the bottom with a little bit of... Okay, obviously my camera blinked out on me. Anyway, I continued working. So now that we've got those ones in, we need to get up in here and run a few more in here on this side, right? And in the meantime, you know, I'm picking away at this shit, right, people? So I'm going to be doing a lot of prep work. I'd like to bring Amari outside, but, you know, the yard has been so unkept for so long that, you know, I have to make a path. You can see what I'm doing there, right? Obviously, it's not level from what I can see from standing at this point. I think, yeah. That's going to be a raised garden bed. But I have to find chicken wire, which I do have around here. Right? And I'm going to get the clippers and I'm going to start cutting back on this blackberry bush. Although this is nicely full, so I don't know. And then I want to put another garden bed, raised garden bed, right here for maybe lower light greenery, like, I don't know, just, it's an experiment. So, as I ain't gonna worry about this yet, although after I get a handle of this, then I'm gonna tackle that, so I can put one more box here and kind of get things ready, right? It all takes time. I'm gonna have a smoke. Andre's supposed to make me a coffee to get me motivated here. I don't know. Is that low enough? High enough? I can't see. I'm nice and clean. By the time I'm done, I'll be dirty. Too much work, people. But anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about. I'm just trying to gear myself up. I haven't done a full day's worth of yard work like that in a long time. And do you know what the only thing that's really sore is my finger in here. It's not even on the joint. Well, maybe it is. A little bit in here. Like in terms of aching, bending and stuff. It's just my finger because, you know, I'm hanging on. And I lost a lot of weight, right? I don't have very much muscle or body fat or any of that crap. I'm a little slow and a little stiff, but not like in pain, you know. I felt like, like I've been jogging for hours or nothing major. Just, if I say if something hurt, it's just right here, that's it. Out of everything that I did yesterday. And I did a lot. But I'm going to do 2 days back to back for sure anyway. I'll rest tomorrow, but I won't even be resting, you see, that's the thing. I have laundry I have to do. I've got dishes that are starting to pile up again. You know, I'm still sorting shit out, right? You know, upstairs, downstairs, like what? Mari's got an appointment coming up. And yeah. So I guess the mode of attack is take everything out, like in terms of just whatever, and do what I did like I was doing yesterday. I gave the tomato plants that are in the grow room a bit of water, and needless to say, they're all like bone dry, but whatever. Right. I have some wood here that this stuff is on. This year, Andre and I were going to go from spot to spot and do repairs. Whether Marcane helps or not doesn't really matter at this point. I'm going to work on maybe trying to build a little fort in this corner. So as I'm clearing out this, I'm going to start clearing out that and opening it up. And then Marcane will probably help him with that because Marcane has been kind of getting more into building things with wood and whatever, so some of me rubbed off on him, like the good, some of the good me, right? Now that he's older, he's taking more initiative for that kind of stuff for himself, which is nice. But I don't know. I don't think he really appreciates the value of nails and screws and all that crap until he actually has to go out and buy it. Time and time and again. It's one thing making a little project, having a few screws and a few nails to finish the project. It's another thing working in a yard like this when you don't know if you need a freaking 4.5-inch nail, 4-inch nail, 3-inch nail, 2-inch nail, 1-inch nail. And the same thing applies with the freaking screws. You need a 4-inch screw up into a 1/2-inch screw, like, depending on what you're doing, right? And that's just the screws and the nails, right? Speaking of that, I gotta look for some miscellaneous 2x4s, gather them up, and make stakes. So I'm gonna have to use the skill saw, more than likely. Which, doing stakes is pretty easy. As long as the line is really black, I'll be able to see it. And I'm strong enough to still be able to cut. Boom, boom. That's easy enough to do. And then the garden beds with the cardboard boxes, the raised garden beds with the cardboard boxes, before I run the chicken wire around it, I wanted to stake it a bit. I want 4 stakes. At least 4, right? 6 would be better, just to hold the shape as the cardboard is rotting. Right? And I might run something around it first before I have fabric fabric, landscaping fabric. So I'll run landscaping fabric around it, and then the chicken wire with the stakes, and that should hold that garden bed, oh, quite a few years, really. So when I get this one ready to go, before I start filling it up, I'll show you what I did in that other one. Because what you do is you kind of build at the very bottom of it, a reservoir of mulch with fairly large pieces of wood from trees, not plywood, no 2x4s, none of that crap, but just regular old tree trunk wood, right in between whatever, so that after a period of time it becomes a water reservoir to hold water because of the mulch, which is good for the roots as they travel down, to get nutrients, depending on the plant. Okay, I don't got time. I had gloves. Where did I put them? And of course I can't see. Here we go. I am a little stiff today. I'm not used to this. But I want to get these little plants in the ground wherever I can at this point. And I don't even know if I'll get everything in the ground today. It's just, this place is just off the hook right now. And I want to get up into the hen house area, because I'm thinking to move this unit into the hen house area, although my son said he wanted to do something in there. So I don't know. I'll ask him to come explain to me what he wanted to do. I don't know if he just wants me to let him go do what he wants and whatever. I don't know. I don't know. He's going to be taking things. Oh, speaking of, I don't know. This baby English walnut tree that I got growing in here, that's not a baby no more, that one might have to come down like soon. Seriously, it's getting too big, and I don't know. Unless my son can sculpt it, right, so that the nuts that produce from it only fall in certain areas, right? Because, these things get massive, eh? Like massive. Then maybe it can stay up. But if he's not willing to do that, then I don't know. We're maybe gonna have to cut it. And if you cut it, if you chop it off at the, somewhere in there, it will probably still grow. It will just go off to the sides. But we'll see. We'll see about that, because this guy's getting really big. My baby is getting big up there, like real freaking big. Look how big and bushy that thing is. It's like getting huge. And it's curling up on the top, and that's what they do, right? And then, of course, we've got these ones growing in here, right? This one is a horse chestnut. Oh, my Lord. Look at this funny thing. Now, that's the way you want an English walnut tree in your yard. Or not an English walnut, a black walnut. Just, do you see how tiny that is compared to that big thing up there? Oh my Lord. And then, what is this one? This is an English walnut. This one is an English walnut. And it's probably already busted through the pot, and it's growing in the dirt, and that's why it's sprung up like that, right? That one there, I can't tell. Maybe that's a white oak. That could be a white oak, right? When it comes to trees, or maybe that is this one, horse chestnut. I think that one's a horse chestnut. The strong have survived. Well, the ones in the smaller pots, because I haven't I didn't work outside last year, people. I was doing food prep. I was thinking about my freaking family, man. I don't know what that is. I can't really tell. This one here is a white oak. This one right here. That's a white oak. White oak? Yeah, white oak. They're the ones that produce the little acorns. Anyway, what's this one? That's a black walnut. What's this one? This is a horse chestnut. I don't know. Be back. Okay, so I decided to start in this corner. But do you hear what I hear? Yesterday they were smashing out windows and shit from that duplex. Now they're tearing it down with whatever they do to tear down these houses. You can hear it. I got the big ass trucks going up and down the road, parking in front of my house, dump trucks, everything, because they're building there at the bottom of the hill again. And as soon as these guys are done, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't start coming through the fucking alley. Like, I'm serious. We're being terrorized, people. This is like homegrown terrorism. Because the closer it gets to you, you're evicted. And you just become a statistic. That's why they're pushing this MAID shit, assisted suicide and all this crap. Because the government doesn't want to deal with the corruption, because the government itself is the one that's fueling it along. It's like that guy said, blame the government. Yeah. Well, we can blame the government for what you're doing, but we can't blame the government for your behavior as you do it. You're a complete stranger come knocking on my door, and because I say no to hydro and water, what? Oh, coffee. Hold on a minute. Okay, so it should be recording. So, what does the government expect? Families like mine. We can't afford the apartments anymore, even the old ones that were basically the slums of, well, in my case, it'd be the city of Surrey, right? In terms of the poorest of the poor, with the worst freaking complex in the district, right? And now they're charging $2,700 for a 3-bedroom. Like, come on, people. That's why they're bringing in the immigrants, because they're setting them up with the subsidies, with the child tax benefit, the GSTs, welfare, any federal incentives that they may get, starting up businesses, buying houses at some point in the future. But they're coming in with the large families, right? Because it's the 5 or 6 or 7 kids per household that pays the corporations their rent. As they're building inferior buildings compared to what is already existing, in terms of they're not using copper pipes, they're using plastic pipes which just clips on to hold everything in place, which is bogus because those things snap. And it's all Presto wood, and it's not like the good old days, and and less square footage for twice the amount of money. And then of course the government comes in with their middle class scheme, say, well, we have a glut with all these empty suites and all these new and improved buildings with inferior material, but nobody's renting because nobody can afford it. So we're going to sell it to the sucker, to the quote unquote, call them the middle class, and sell it to them, so that when they start falling apart, because they will, it's just a matter of time, the apartment owner has to pay their repair for the pipe that right? You know what I'm saying? Water all through the walls, everything. And then they subsidize them for that, the government, just to fill up the buildings, right? And offload the problem that they created. Well, people like my family and me and so on, we just become statistics or a commodity. We either become a statistic, or we are a commodity for somebody else to take advantage of, to exploit, to make money off of, right? One way or another, depending on what realm you're in with the hoodlums. Because there's different hoodlums and different ministries and agencies and departments, and And I listen to this shit, it's fucking frightening, because this guy, as soon as they said, no, you can't, because, you're making it hard for people, right? Oh, well, do you work? Like, he went on the attack like my son. Do you work? Or like, I don't think you work. Like, who are you to talk to me? And I'm like, well, you're at my door. And I'm saying no, because I'm trying to tell you that you're creating a glut of homelessness, Oh, but you don't work. You, in other words, you're white trash. That's basically what he was fucking saying, people. And then, when I followed him over there, confronted him on it, he turned around and he justified it by saying that whatever sins that are being perpetrated against me as a white person in 2024 is deserving because of what my forefathers did to them when they were out in a fucking boat 100 years ago, and Canada wouldn't let them come to fucking Canada. So they had to float around out in the sea for however long until they finally got permission to come into Canada and immigrate. And he holding that against me, 100-year fucking grudge. No wonder why that guy was shaking me on that freaking rail, trying to throw me off, kill me. Like, what the hell, man? I don't know if these Punjabi fathers are sicking their sons on their tenants to scare the pants off them so that they either move out so they can raise the rent, because ultimately that's what they want, right? Most of them anyway. Or I don't know. Like, I don't fucking know. Yeah, because then as soon as the tenant moves out, two things happen. Either they're going to increase the rent by twofold, so if it's $2,000 a month, they're going to jack it up right up immediately up to $4,000 a month, or they're going to move in their fucking boys, UN soldiers, take over the house, live there for a while so that they can get their $300,000 fucking tax credit because somebody that owned the house actually lived in the house, but you have to kick out the tenant first to do that, knowing all along that they were just going to tear down the house anyway and build the next generation of slums, people. This shit's gonna go on all fucking summer long. Go back into my videos 3 years, 4 years ago when they were building that old A55 and over fucking place that is practically still empty till this day, unless of course maybe the government wants to give the middle class elderly a break so that they can buy those fucking units as the basement continues to leak out, and they sump pump out the basement when the heavy rains come so it can flood out everything in the freaking neighborhood. And I'll be a statistic by that point. Yeah. It's not like you can go anywhere, because it's like this in every district. Like, British Columbia, Canada is being taken over, literally. Alberta, same thing. And, the politics are fudging the numbers, keeping the cost of living high as they're bringing in more people that they can train, use as slave labor, use as a voting bloc to keep their party in power. Use as a means to foster racism and genocide. Literally, you come knocking on my door accusing me that I don't fucking work and that I'm a fucking bum because I don't want to give you fucking water and hydro so that you can come back to me in 2 years from now and say, you're the owner of my house, get the fuck out now. And then what, I'm going to be calling up your dad? Like that lady down in the basement? And even then, they made her sit down there until she finally gave up and moved with a fucking leaky bathroom pipe. What do you think they were doing at the little house? The bathroom pipe needed to be fucking fixed. The toilet pipe, right? Needed to be whatever. No, they never did it. They didn't care. They didn't fucking care, people. They want you uncomfortable. They want you miserable. They want you fucking mad. They want your family to be dysfunctional. Seriously. But then I got this other Punjabi man sitting beside me telling me, like sincere, like, right? Like, maybe he feeling like me. His kids are fucked up. He doesn't understand why his kids are fucked up like they are, like my kids are fucked up. Because that's the only way I could relate to the man. Like, you do realize your fucking son is fucked up. He'd be, yeah, like fucked up like your son. I say, exactly. Why do we got fucked up sons? Because he was a mature man. The one that said I had 2 houses. But that other one, that wanted to shake me off the fucking fence, he's over there right now busting up his fucking house, having his play day. That's what he's doing. Plotting and scheming how he can attack me and throw me off the fucking fence. And that's the bottom freaking line, people. Otherwise, he would never have done what he did when he came to my door. and then justify it and say that I owe him for something that happened a fucking 100 years ago. I owe him, my family owe him something because of what happened to his quote-unquote Punjabi people 100 years ago. And I deserve what I get because I'm white trash. And then he drove off. Because he already knows it's in the bag. So yeah, you got a lot to be fucking proud of. Genocide. Destruction of families. Murder by fentanyl. Illegal organ harvesting so you can traffic that money, launder it through the housing market so that you can go and build more shit boxes. Yeah, okay. That's your legacy. Your dad must be very embarrassed by you. About as embarrassed as I am with my son. But my son doesn't go around out of his way to fucking destroy people's lives. That I can guarantee, except for maybe mine. Maybe that's why he takes all that shit out on me. Because at least it's safe with me. Because the only person he's hurting is me. These guys, they hurt from house to house, to family, to kids, to youth, to elderly, to fucking blind people, to disabled people. Doesn't matter. As long as they get the property and the bragging rights around it. Yeah, you keep shaking that fucking fence. That railing. It wasn't a fence, it was a railing. Go ahead, shake it. Shake it all you want. You're gonna fall off. You shake me off, you're coming with me. Yeah. Let that one go down in 100 years of history. Yeah. That's what your people will be remembered for. Not mine, yours. Well, the elderly man, the older Punjabi, he doing what he can, but at the end of the day, because the older one actually cared. The young one was out for blood. And he smelled good. Who cares? Nothing will move except you, and what will be left behind will be the destruction of what you created. Under a farage of falsity in terms of, oh, look at the beautiful building. Yeah, well, that pipe broke and, the floors are creaking and cracking and splitting over there, and there's a big-ass fucking something running through the walls, and it's infested with mice now, and the bed bugs and the cockroaches moved in. You can't deny it, so shut the fuck up, right? Like, it ain't nothing to brag about. And it's not even affordable. Listen to this shit. Get mad, be mad, be mad, be mad. Feel insecure. Feel like I'm on death row, waiting for my turn to be attacked. And I can't see it coming. I just stumble on it, right? Okay, so I got that almost cleared out. I want to get a box in there first, kind of situated. I just want to situate it. I found some old wire, screen, chicken wire of sorts. It's all mucked up and everything, but I'm hoping that will suffice for what I want to do when I want to run that around the boxes. It will be a start anyway. As soon as I get that cleared out with one box in there, just to kind of get an idea of what I want to do, take out all these other boxes, and I'm going to get into these planter pots, and I'm going to try and get some more tomato plants in here. And then just see where, then that's when I'll grab my knife, my little knife, and squat on like I am squatting now, and have to cut the grass by hand with a knife. That's a lot of work, and that's grass, weeds, I have to pull crap on the ground, move things around. Oh, that's, like I said, it makes me a little kind of stiff, well, not stiff, but somewhat stiff, you know, slow to move when you stop moving. It's not so bad when you're moving around, but when you stop moving, it's like, and then you want to get up, it's like, oh. Apparently my son's joints pop all over the place. Andre was doing exercises or something with him, and Marcane's was starting to pop with the neck and the elbows and just everywhere on all on his body. And I'm like, well, that's not good. I don't have that problem. Fuck no. Once in a while, yeah, maybe my neck, and by, you know, middle of my spine and the back there between my shoulder blades, but other than that, I can't imagine. So I don't know what his issues are. But for 63 years old, not suffering from rheumatism and arthritis and all that crap, that's pretty good. I could do this right up until tonight. And I probably will. Because I can only be out here for so many days at a time, right? Like back to that routine. But I'm using up all the old paint cans. I'm gonna paint, do, you know, repair, remove this kind of stuff, whatever. Clear out in here so Andre can work on building a little fort with his uncle and his friend. And yeah, I'm thinking to take one or two of these plants out to the road in their planter pot, assuming I can pull them out. Because if they bust through the pot and they get into the ground, forget it. And maybe somebody will take one home. But when they end up like this, they're not so annoying. I mean, that's too funny. I can't really see, but it's just one big ass long stem with a little bud on top. Alright, so as I'm going along, obviously I'm thinking and thinking and thinking, right? Okay? Remember, we'll get into my videos. I'm putting them into playlists. There's insulation behind this. I worked really hard on this greenhouse, people. But as you can see, something's been chewing. Now, I know there was raccoons in here at one point, but I don't think the raccoons, do you see this stuff? That means something's in the wall. Or it was. Probably not there anymore. If it is, it's being very quiet. What is this? What do we got here? I don't think it just fell out on its own. I can't see. Probably a rat. So maybe after I'm done doing this, I'll de-rat, but there's no rat shit in here. I'd see it. This would be living in the wall. Unless, I don't think it would come up on the wall. If you got morning glory growing, it might push it out. So anyway, I'm thinking, right? Like, my son is 3 times bigger than me, okay? I'm small and he's 3 times bigger than me. But he's very agile, you know. So what's easy for me to do in terms of what I'm doing, bending and squeezing into this area and squeezing into that area, isn't always necessarily easy for my son. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and, like, I'm not going to worry about underneath here right now until maybe I do something in the, I don't know what that is. Maybe until I do something in the hen house area, but I don't know. He was saying he wanted to do something in there, so before I take it over again, I'm going to ask him, and like this miscellaneous shit should go in there, but the problem with that is, it's like anything outside, after it's been outside, even if you try and protect it for any length of time, it just, you know, it gets whatever. It gets gross. Right? I save stuff like this because you never know, right? So we'll just put that in there for now. That's another day. The goal is to get the tomato plants in the ground, just tidy up a little bit anyway. You can see I'm really crunched up in this little corner right here. I mean, what else can a mother do? Like, seriously. Alright, he did help to put the initial frame in when we first moved in terms of just the base. He's the one who set the stage as to how big it was going to be. Initially, it was just going to be a garden bed, but then I turned it into a greenhouse because I wanted to, you know, prevent raccoons from pooing in this whole area out here in the back. It was the only way. That's how the greenhouse came about. If it wouldn't have been for the raccoons, I probably would never have done it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm doing a really grody job right now, so hold on a minute. Okay, so that's what I've done so far. Swept everything, whatever. Right, took out a few things. Obviously it piled up there. And I'm right now getting ready for this box. I don't know, people. This tree is grown. This is that spruce. My son has cut it back, but it's just overtaking everything. And then of course we got our baby over there. For whatever reason it's going this way. This way. Here's my finger. That way. Do you see how it's... Right? It does that. They really twined up and everything. Hold on a minute. Okay. I think it's recording. Now where I am, when I first moved in, I worked in this little corner. I put rocks in here and whatever, and then I got into doing the walnuts and whatever, and anyway, my son said it's, you know, if you cut down this spruce tree, you know, it can, because I used to have drainage problems in this yard. I had to run drainage pipes in here with drainage rocks and the whole 9 yards, right? And to deal with that problem. And my son said, if you cut the tree, you know, you're gonna maybe get drainage problems again. And, oh, we don't want that. So I don't know. I don't know if anything will grow here, because if you notice, it's very dark. Now, mind you, these plants, these trees, a lot of them died, because I didn't even come out last year, and, you know, I sent Andre out to water, and he didn't water everything. But whatever, besides that point, you know, the ones that survived will survive, and the ones that didn't, I'm just going to repurpose the dirt. And right now I'm just making a spot for this box here, because honestly, I don't know if anything's going to grow here in terms of like a food, you know. It's too dark. You'll get a little bit of light, but not a lot. Maybe a spinach, I don't know. I don't know if I'm maybe wasting my time here. But you don't know these things until you try, right? Right now I'm just taking out some of this dirt so I can have it a little lower into the ground anyway. And level it. I'm going to use this thing here that I have that I can use as a base to put the box on. For the most part, maybe give it a flat base and level it out a bit. That's why I'm having to take out this dirt. To which I can actually use this dirt for other things. Even put it back into the box for that matter. Oh, this is no fun. No. You gotta do something. Can't leave it the way it was. Now, I did manage to get the English walnut tree. I got one here. Out. It busted through the pot. I ended up breaking one of its roots. Kind of went. So, I don't know. These trees are pretty hardy, actually. Now, I don't know whether I think I did give my landlady. But I don't have any English walnut. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll put that in a different pot and put it someplace else. Because that would probably be the only one that I have, because I do remember giving her something over the years. So, yeah, plus I've got those nuts that will probably grow. Oh, right. As if I like playing in the fucking dirt. And then I've got this little thing. You see, it's just junk. That's all it is. Just junk. But if I put it right here, I don't know. Maybe that's not what I want. I don't know what I want. Can't really see. Where's that box? Here it is. Let me try not to knock the camera. See, I have a board here. It's almost like I'd have to take out this bloody board and move this planter pot. That's too much work. Oh, this is buried in. Been here a long time. Maybe, I don't know, can you grow bok choy in the dark? Huh? What do you think? Okay, let's see if I can pull this up. I only put this stuff here when I brought in the trees, because I didn't want them busting through, right? Once they get into the ground, oh my god, they're little freaking hoodlums. I don't know what this is, but it can go over there for now. Do you see how I work? I'm serious. Alright, now I may have to dig out more dirt, or at least level it out. As long as I can get this box in here. You won't recognize it after I'm done. Oh yeah. All I have to do is figure out a way to... Where's the camera? Level it out. Oh. See, this is where my back kind of hurts a little bit when I'm bending, and so I don't know. I don't know what I'd possibly put in there after the fact. We'll see. Okay, so we don't want anything too fancy here. So basically, I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay? And then what you do is you find pieces of wood like this. Okay? And you put them on the bottom so they become like a battery to absorb water. Okay, so this is just stuffed in the yard. Alright? You can see. Okay? And then when it rains, you know, things get dry. There's always a little more moisture at the bottom of everything. Right? And then because I got a lot of when my son tried to trim that tree, I got a lot of little branches and shit. So I'm just looking around. Here's another one. Just for these. I'm working fast. I haven't even planted those tomatoes. But, you know, it doesn't matter what you do as long as you do it. So I'll get to them. Right. I want to clean up because I want to bring Amari out here. I need some space for him, right? Okay. See if I can find one more. That would be great. And then I'm going to put some branches on the bottom, and then all this miscellaneous pots with nothing in it because they died off or whatever after I layered a few times. And then, yeah. And then come back and I'll run screen around it, chicken wire. I'll do landscaping fabric around that. I'll put a couple stakes in it, and then it would last for a year, 2 or 3 maybe. Hold on. So as you can see, there's little twigs and stuff in there. Now I have a problem with raccoons in my yard, so I don't know. They like to climb over everything, so I may end up having to put a little fence around it at some point, but I'm not too worried about it at this point, right? And I don't want to put too much, like, I got a couple of old bananas or something I'm going to throw in there. And I think there's some potatoes in the fridge that didn't get eaten up. I'm going to throw them in the bottom. And they should be deep enough where the raccoons won't go in there and try and dig them up. And then that will just add a little bit of nutrients. The one over there by the other compost box, I didn't do anything like that. I just put branches, wood, comfrey, fresh comfrey, the little oak leaves and branches, and then I started taking some dirt from over there and putting it in there. So basically I'm just going to sprinkle a few more things on the bottom, start emptying out. I'll show you, hold on. Okay, so potatoes in the fridge that were freezing. Something wrong with my fridge, man. And a few old bananas, twigs, pieces of logs or whatever. And then I put in a little bit of comfrey, basically, a few more twigs, and then I put that there. Now I'm going to empty a couple of these pots here, just empty them out, right? Because the ones with the dead plants or whatever, or dead trees, and then move it around, right? So the dirt goes in between things, right? So hold on. All right. So we know it's just a matter of time before I'd poke my eye with a tree. Fuck, my eye hurts. I'm filling up this box. I'm emptying out these planter pots with the plants, the trees that didn't, you know, make it, right? Like I said, Andre doesn't water each and every tree. Whatever. And that thing, I swear it went underneath my eyelid, but I don't know. Does it look like it got injured? Is it bleeding? I don't know. It hurts though, a little bit. When I'm in this mode, you push past the pain, right? Whatever that pain is. In this case, it's my eyeball. Fuck. So I got two of these things going. Probably about 2 more somewhere in the back. I don't know where. I'm just placing them. Tomorrow I'm going to see maybe Andre can come out. I'll bring out Amari. It's really, oh, it's so gummy out here. It's bad. That's my fault for doing food prep, right? But that chapter of my life is pretty much on the back burner. It's just a matter of putting things away a bit more, that's all. But that's not the priority. The priority right now is this stuff. My son's gonna get mad at me. You told me you're gonna come down. It's a pipe dream. You say things and you never do it. You take too long. I got laundry in my wash machine that's molding. As Marina's washing her laundry, putting it in the dryer on a beautiful day like this, using the clothesline. You know how she's been hanging this stuff out. It's been hanging out there for 4 days. And the dryer's been going. Not me. I got moldy fucking clothes in my wash machine. By the time I'm done doing this, I'm so freaking tired you don't even know. I went to bed last night, sleep vibrating. Woke up a little stiff, not too bad. My finger, well, actually it still hurts. It hurts right in here. I don't know. It's because I'm using the knife and I'm doing a lot of this. And I haven't been doing this for a long time, so I'm not used to it. But making progress. That's all that matters. I'm going to look for some seeds. I know I had no words with some seeds. I will find some seeds after this is like with the chicken wire and everything, right? I don't want to get bit by a spider here, sitting on this fucking dirt. After I get the chicken wire on there with the stakes, which tomorrow should be gathering up the tools. I probably won't come outside tomorrow because I do have to do the laundry. I do have to do dishes. You know, I do have to do a few other things, right? Like, everything's on the back burner again. And then, you can only do so much in a day, right? But yeah, I'll look for the seeds. I'll get everything ready, maybe in between doing whatever. And then, after it's secure with the chicken wire and whatnot, and then like I said, I'll run fabric, landscaping fabric around it to cover the color of the cardboard box. Maybe I'll try some bok choy or spinach or something. I don't know how that stuff kind of likes usually a lot of sun, so I don't know. Maybe I need a low light herb or something in there. I don't expect too much to grow. I had a little bit of, what is that called? Lavender. I yanked it, kind of pulled out a big chunk of it. There's not much left. It used to be vibrant, but again, it doesn't get a lot of sun, right? But it did have lavender in it. I'll show you. Oh my God. Gotta be careful now. Where is it? Oh God, I already lost it. I already lost it. Right here. So lavender will grow there to some degree or another. I don't know. This camera's gonna run out. Yeah. See how I kind of just, because I can't see, right? Do you see? So I just kind of yanked it out. But I think the root is still in the ground. Unless this is the root. I can't see it. So it'll probably grow back. Either or. Okay, I gotta get busy because I'm crashing here. I'm ready to go lay down and take a nap. And I can't do that. I pretty much work until dark. Oh joy. I think my eye's better now. Okay, here's something trivial. Being that I don't work. Do you see this? This is pretty sure it was black walnut. There was 3 of them in there. This was the bigger one. Do you see how thick that is? You cut these. I got that Dremel tool coming. It might, otherwise you use a hacksaw. And you make walnut beads. Literally. Because in the walnut, there's a hole in the center. Right? So you can actually make beads with these. People pay good money for walnut beads, believe it or not. That's why I'm kind of choked about my my varnish, right? Oh, yeah. Just wanted to say that. Yeah. This dryer has been running all day. Is she washing these this fabric that she brings home from work. Yeah. Cheap rent and cheap hydro. Like, as I'm finding my shit outside. Like, what the fuck, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I've been listening to the dryer all day as I'm going back and forth. You can't dry things unless you wash things. She's washing that fabric. She's going to take it back to work. She gets more breaks, remember? Who cares, right? It's just hydro. I tell Andre to turn down the lights to cut back on hydro upstairs. I go downstairs, they're gone for the day. The kitchen light is on, the laundry room light is on, the garage light is on, the hall light is on, fucking bathroom light is on. Like, fuck, man. I try to turn off lights so I can pay their hydro. Do they care? No. No, they don't. I'm so stupid, man. I'm so fucking stupid. See, this stuff, like this kind of shit, I don't know if you can see it. These sticks and shit, alright, this kind of stuff. I can't really leave it outside because they get ruined, but if I bunk them up in here, these things are so sickly. Oh my god. It should be interesting. They're so in shock too. Oh, big time. Andre found another tomato on a different plant. I mean, they tried. You have to give them credit, right? They should have been outside 3-4 weeks ago. But it was cold, and I just... cold in the morning, and just didn't have no time. Okay, I don't know what this is. It looks like something I could probably use. As a matter of fact, I have a hose. I have hoses this size. Speaking of hydroponics with something, do you see this? If I can see correctly, you take a little hose and you put it in there and you run a line and you run another line. I don't know. What is this? Maybe it's a toy or something. It was something. I don't know what kind of hose you'd put on it though. It doesn't unscrew. Wait, maybe it does. Oh, yeah, something's unscrewing here. Shit's always getting ruined around here. I used to have this little butterfly kit. Whatever. It probably came with that, either or. Who cares? Right? Oh, I'm so tired. So now that I've done that, I got a couple of more plants to put in the ground, but I don't know where to put them right now. I mean, they're either going to take or they're not. I'm not too worried about it. In comes the laundry. Stay quiet. They're spying on me in my own yard. Well, at least somebody gets to use the clothesline. My son always goes out there and helps her with it. Well, they're big pieces of fabric. What? Okay. That's the Dremel tool and... Yeah, you can open them. Don't open the boxes and stuff. Just look at them, okay? I don't want you scattering parts. Just look inside and see what they are. But don't open the boxes. I bought him 2 types of bike tire gauges to read the pressure in the tire. A real fancy dancy one, and then one of those, just those little, right? And then I got the Dremel tool because I wanted to get that for him a few months ago and I didn't. And a wood burning kit with different accessories. So hopefully in a month from now everything will be a little better out here. But I don't have the stamina for this anymore, people. Make a path for my son. I don't know. There's a few things that like need to be done. Like there's, I don't know. I don't know. Go in and have a quick little bath, and then I'm like, who wants to start doing dishes and laundry? Like, it's impossible. Fucking impossible. And of course they blame all this on me, right? Even though he came out here and moved things around and trashed. Whatever. She's folding up her fabric. I gotta keep moving, otherwise I crash. And it's getting, there's no sun in here, it's getting dark, so of course everything's darker for me, right? It's harder to see. What?
They came.
Everything?
Yeah, she has packages here though.
Why is she getting your packages coming here?
I don't know.
Give them to Marcane. I don't want to talk to her. Fuck that shit. No way. No freaking way. Tisha's got her packages coming here. Why? What?
Should I call her?
No. Marcane can call her. Forget it. Tired of this crap, man. I'd never have a fucking friend like that in my house, ever. I'd be like, you're not my friend. Get away from me. Go away. Disappear. Don't come back. Don't play no family card on me. Oh, fuck that shit. I'm sick of it. I'm all sick of it, people. You don't even know. I'm out here doing all this shit by myself. We know the story. They want me to fail. Yeah, they do. The more I fail, the better they feel about themselves. I guess she's hanging up new fabric now. Anyway, live and let live. Okay, I gotta get going, doing something here. I figure, because I'm getting really, really tired, mission accomplished. We got the box going, right? I'll show you right now. I can't fill it up until I run the chicken wire around it, which tomorrow I'll start gathering up all the pieces and everything, like the cutting, the wire cutters and, you know, the clippers, and I have to get, I just found it too, wire to run the wire tight to, you know, close the two ends, and I just seen that. I don't know, I'll find it again. And, the landscaping fabric, do that box, and then all the tomato plants, minus maybe 4 or 5, are in the ground, but don't expect much out of it because they're all kind of like in shock, been severely neglected, you know, so, but they might spring back, you never know, right? And it might be a late summer, so who cares? If I get green tomatoes, I can just freeze them and put them in food, and it's all good, right? I don't care. I don't care, people. And I'm gonna go just take my little knife after they're gone, plant myself down on the ground since I'm dirty anyway. And I'm just gonna start cutting grass by fucking hand because that's the only way it's gonna get done at this point. It's too long, it's too overgrown, too much shit spewing around. I started some garbage bags and just whatever, and I pulled out, you know, I got a lot of rotten wood. Sometimes I just run them along the fence line and they just decompose over a period of time. But those are those like 2x4s and, you know, 1x2s and those kind of things. So, but I might just wrap them up this time with some twine and have Andre throw them in the garbage can for me. Right. And if I make a path enough for my son to get it walking around with his big burly ass, maybe I can get him to do a few repairs for me in terms of, I need a piece of wood here. I'll show you. That's all rotten. That's what happens over time, right? So it just needs another board. Take it from the box, cut it, just otherwise I'll have to do it by myself. And use the skill saw. Yeah, okay. Oh my God. I gave up my life in this yard, people. I really did. I worked really fucking hard over the years. And yard work's not easy. The acid in the rain and the chemicals and everything, it eats everything, you know, and things. I'll give it my best shot this year. So I'm going to turn this off, finish my smoke, and I'm going to go cut some grass. Do you know how hard it is to do this shit? Like, seriously, man. It's fucking hard. Like I tell my landlady, I gave up my life for you in this yard. Huh. Yep. Do you see anyone out here helping me with this shit? No. No. They're talking about it though, aren't they? I'm sure they are. But I'm supposed to be doing other things. When have I said that in the past? I'm sick of it, people. That's why I'm having fucking nightmares with Punjabis trying to kill me. With the shaking of the get off, get out, get away, fuck off, you bitch. Yeah, right. I'm not the bitch here. Just like I'm Mama Peter. Alright? Do you see what I'm doing? You know I'm not smelling like perfume. Itchy back. Ugh. Stupid shit. I have to go down right to the ground. I can't see it very well, but I know what I'm doing because I've done this millions of times out here already. Stupid shit. Still better than Morning Glory. When I moved in, it was full of mud. Fucking, I don't know, Morning Glory everywhere. Weeds. Raccoon shit. Grit. what I do, see, nobody gonna come help me with this. They'll just get mad at me because I'm not downstairs moving shit. That's what will happen. More of my shit will end up outside. Yeah. But I don't know how to get away from this. I don't fucking know how. There's only one way. It's permanent. Stupid. Okay, this is morning glory. Always morning glory. I hate morning glory. That's gotta go somewhere else. Oh, itchy. All of a sudden, I'm all itchy. Some water. You gotta keep the morning glory separate. Million buckets and I can't find them. I went onto the side of the house yesterday. I don't know, my son, he moved a bunch of shit and made a bigger fucking mess for me. I'll show you that later. Just like I'm saying, it's just one fucking mess to another. And after he done whatever he did, that morning glory started to grow. I'm telling you, I got a big mound like this right in the middle of the bath. Do you think anyone's gonna pick that up and go throw it in the compost thing for me, like in the city compost? No, probably not, people. I'll go out there in the next day or 2 or 3, and yeah, that shit's gonna be sitting right where I fucking left it. Like, you know, it's pathetic. You wanna live in a fucking house, you want cheap fucking rent, you know what I mean? You want fucking all the hydro that you could possibly want, right? You know, fuck. Okay, don't get mad. Life could be worse. I could be doing this in a desert. Alright. Well, this is a good water jug. So, a whole bunch of buckets got thrown over. And this is buttercup. It was another thing I hate, is buttercup. That shit spreads. And what is it? 4-leaf clover. Clover. I'll be here for days doing this. Fucking days. But I have to make a path, right? So I can bring Mario, and then he can stay outside with us. And Andre can be outside. Right now it's too gumpy. I can't carry him out here right now the way it is. Make it nice for them. Yeah, that's why I get treated like a fucking bitch. I get so mistreated. You don't even know. Well, you do know. Like, it's stupid. Some sick marriage. It's a fucking sick marriage, man. It's a sick marriage when you marry a man, you go home and live with him, with his mother, and she's your mother-in-law, and those people in that fucking house, they abuse you as the wife, right? Well, instead of it's reversed. And I never did anything to anybody. All I ever tried to do was provide a fucking home. A house. Clothesline. I'm gonna be bitching my whole damn life until I'm dead. Unless I can find a way to escape. Serious. Can you see me doing this shit next year? Okay. Oh no, I'll be locked up in a fucking room next year. Yeah. That's what's gonna happen to me. Forget it. Fucking forget it. Won't allow that to happen. See? But I use that to make my dirt. I can't see. I don't think there's any morning glory in this. See, this is why I get a little stiff. Because I'm like this. And my finger, probably because I'm... I've been doing this for years, for my kids. Didn't matter what fucking kid. I'm still doing it. Yeah. It doesn't take long to fill up a bucket, I can tell you that right now. I'm just getting a quick little run on it. And then once it's down to a fairly decent length, then, see, in with the trees and I'm itching. Oh my God. This knife's not very sharp. I don't like this knife. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this next year. I just don't know, people. This shit's not easy either. You have to use strength for this. I don't have any more strength. Half a bucket already. Now you know why I'm building these little bit of compost box like that, like right after I'm then that other side of the where I built that first raised bed is going to be nothing but cardboard and this stuff and miscellaneous whatever that's going to go into dormancy for a couple of years to make dirt. So yeah, see? Now you might be able to take a lawnmower to it, but you know, look at this. Through it over the edge. Okay, this camera's gonna blink out anytime. Do you see how overgrown this fucking grass is? Like, this is so pathetic, man. Like, I don't see why a blind woman, 63 years old, who needs eye surgery, has to do this shit by herself. Like, seriously. Now you know why I do it by a knife. That's the only way. If it gets overgrown, that's what happens. Yeah. This bucket's almost full now. And I'm just working in this little area. That's it. Just this one little teeny weeny area. Some of the roots I pull out, but whatever, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke. You have to get up in here. And then you gotta watch that morning glory though. Try not to throw it into that composting that you want for dirt. There's a different bucket. Now, I haven't even eaten, not once today. Oop. 2 cups of coffee, that's it. I'll show you in a second. There is no more grass. It's always been hard to grow grass. I went and got grass and tried to transplant grass and, oh my God, tried to plant grass. And weeds always come back. Grass never really lasts very long in this yard. Just, grass is pickly. It needs a lot of topsoil. It needs a lot of good soil to grow grass. This is not good soil. Oh, here's another big pile of this crap. Oh, what's this? Oh, I found another knife. Maybe that was sharper. Oh yeah, that's nice. Whatever. I get dirty. Oh! There, one full bucket. Bucket. Okay. Just making a path. Getting ready for the big job. I got an itchy back again. Gotta go. It'll scratch my back. Oh my Lord. Maybe the mosquitoes are coming out. Probably sweat. Nerves, that's what it is. Okay. Out of that one bucket. That's what I did. Those used to have my stuff in them, in the inside, some of these. They emptied them, did whatever they wanted, and then my son